Hi guys, and today's review is on an all-new tooled pre-grouping covered van by Rapido Trains UK. And this new tooled pre-grouping covered van by Rapido is the Great Northern 8-ton van. It seems Rapido are the kings of the pre-grouping stuff. So as you can see, I went for a white livery just for something different. So these vans were announced on September the 16th, 2024, and they arrived the end of April 2026. The one I went for is 93004. The running number is 8354. It's Era 2, and like I said, it came out April 2026. And from here it looks stunning. It's a different colour to all the rest. It does look really fetching in this white colour, something different. So let's get into the review and see what it's all about, shall we? So with this 8-ton van, you do get a leaflet / manual and some details. So let's start with the leaflet. So first off, it tells you for thanking for buying the model. It has some history as people who have helped him with the project. Also about your warranty. Then on the other side, it has the installation instructions for your Great Northern label clips for the van. And it explains how to do it, which is always great. And they are colour drawings as well. So yeah, you do get some details in a detail bag. It is resealable. You get 4 white label clips for your Great Northern 8-ton van. So they will be a separately applied piece, I'm guessing. The instructions do show you where to add them as well. Now we come on to the front or the back of this van, depending on your preference. So it looks like we do have a NEM coupler there. Not sure if it's a standard one, but we have one already applied at both ends. We also have metal wheels as well. We do have a buffer beam. This one is in white. It has a separately applied hook in the centre, which is black. We also have a bit of riveting as well around the hook. We have some supports, which I'll get into in a minute. Again, they have riveting. We do have the buffers and shanks are in black. The buffers themselves are metal but unsprung, which is fine. And at the top of the buffers you can see some black supports that have been picked out as well. There's also, I think, a steam pipe or vac pipe going from the buffer beam upwards. So as we move on upwards now, on one of the supports we do have, I think, a separately applied, I think it's a lamp iron, or it could be for the labels. They are there as well. It is in black and it is separately applied. Next to that, in the centre, we have the steam pipe or vac pipe, like I said before, which is a separately applied piece. We have a mixture of metal and woodwork. So the ones going across are the woodwork. I think they could have a wood texture on, but it's hard to tell. Then the ones going up and down are the metalwork with rivets on. Then in each 4 corners, we do have 4 black strips, which I think are metalwork as well. And then we come to the roof. Delivery of this is the Great Northern white, by the way. So now we come on to the sides of the van. And there is differences to the sides of the van, but it's down below, which I will get onto in a minute. So delivery of this is in the Great Northern white, and I think it's quite fetching. Everything on here is crisply printed, may I add. So we do have a wood texture going up and down. Again, all the metalwork, I believe, again, is in black, been picked out in black, which is fantastic. So we have the words insulation meat van on the left hand side, with underneath that we have a G. Then we have the doors, which have been picked out with the hinges and I think a lock as well, some other stuff. Then we have a massive O on the right hand corner of the van. Below that we have the N for Northern. Then down that we have the running number of this covered van, 8354. Then also just before the soul bar we have the load, which is 8 tons. This is an 8-ton van. Everything on here is crisply printed. Like I said, the metalwork I believe is picked out in black, mainly with a few bits at the corners which are white. So down below on this side, the soul bars I believe are the same. So we have a builder's plate which is square. We also have some numbers as well. Again, the bottom half is in white. Some bits have been picked out in black. Again, all the tampo printing on here is fantastic. So on this side, we do have a handbrake on the right hand side of the van here. There's nothing on the left hand side. Underneath, there's no supports or anything like that, but if you look closely, you can see a cylinder as well. We have spoked wheels, we have axles and springs, which have all been picked out. These are all the same on both sides, and there's a lot of separately applied parts too. Then around the other side, it's just more separately applied parts between the wheels by the looks of it. Again, we still have that brake handle on the right hand side as you look at it. All the stuff on the sail bar is exactly the same, but we have some more separately applied detail bits for the brakes. I think the brakes are on this side more than the other side, if that makes sense. That's the only difference I can see. As we're doing a review now on the top of the van is just in the plain white. The roof is a slight curve. There's no riveting or ribs on there, it's just plain. And finally, we come on to do an underneath look at the van. And underneath here, there is quite a lot of details separately applied. So like I said, we do have metal wheels and they are spoke. If you look to where the axle boxes are, you can see we have bearings applied to these, so they should be free rolling, which is always great. If you look to where the cylinder is, which I think is part of the braking, on that side there isn't as much separately applied parts between the frames that there is the other side that doesn't have the cylinder, if that makes sense. We also have the brake shoes lining up with the wheels, and all this intricate brake rigging is already separately applied and it looks the part. We have some springs in the centre. We also have some metal supports again and some wood flooring as well. We do, I believe, have standard NEM pockets and couplers, which is great. And then we have the metal unsprung buffers at the end. You can also see the separately applied handbrakes on the van as well. So before the coupling test and the points test, I'm just going to show you how free rolling the van is from Rapido. That's not too bad actually. It's slowed down the bend which you expect, so yeah, it's pretty good. So next up is the coupling test before the points test. And I'm just going to use a Hornby full brake / baggage generic Great Northern one and a Somerset and Dorset van by EFE Rail. Let's hopefully they will match up, so here goes. Looks like they may have done. And they have, perfectly fine. Next up will be the points test. So next up is the points test, like I said. We're only concentrating on the Great Northern installation van from Rapido. If the others derail, so be it, and if the loco stops, it's not the van's fault. We'll just concentrate on the van, and the whole train has to go through the points. So that's the whole train through the points going forwards, and now we'll do it backwards. No issues there. There was a few bits of stuttering from the loco, but no issues, no banging. It's totally fine to do second radius points. So guys, that's the end of the review and the running session. Before I give my opinion and price, I'll tell you what was pulling the train, which was Hornby's A4 Mallard. Don't think it's a preserved one. That dates back from the 2000s. My reasoning for that basically was it was designed by a Great Northern man, Sir Nigel Gresley. Why not do it with a Great Northern van? And we had a few other pre-grouping vans, sort of. So, price before opinion. So I got mine from Kerner Model Shop for £31 basically. And if you get a direct from Rapido themselves, I think it's £35. Again, they are both pretty good prices. Some people might think they're a little bit high, but if you can build a kit for that price, so be it. So, opinion now. For me, I think Rapido are the kings of pre-grouping rolling stock and locomotives in 00, ready to run. They've seen a gap in the market and gone for it, and who can blame them? Look at some of the stuff they are bringing out. So this van has history, which is great. It also has some labels to add yourself, which are delicate. The van itself is well made, definitely free rolling, and it's an unusual livery, the one I've gone for. Again, all vans are different sizes, different shapes, which is great. The more pre-grouping stuff we have, the better. My only thing I have to say really is we've only got 3 or 4 Great Northern livery locomotives out there. Could do with a few more. It would make sense with the amount of Great Northern stuff that's coming. And I think this unusual livery, they've printed it well. Everything's crisp, everything's well made, nothing's fallen off. Tons of detail. Some of the detail you're probably not going to see, especially the underneath stuff. I know I say that on every review, but it's true. If you were viewing it from this perspective of a exhibition, you're mainly going to see the roof and the sides. But that being said, it looks the part and it's clean. So for me, at the price, like I said, £31 from a model shop, it's not too bad. Like I said, if you are not happy with that, please wait for a sale, but you may not get the delivery you would like. And if you can build a kit to this standard for that price, fair play. But for me, it's a thumbs up. I do like my pre-grouping stuff. Hope you find this review useful. Please take care and goodbye.